What's up, peeps? Ray here, and today I'm here with another video. So today I'm going to be reading chapter 3 of a new Venom. We're going to be reading explanation. I keep trying to say expectation for some reason. Anyway, the cough is still lingering, but it would probably won't be too bad when I'm still reading. I probably should. I should have read this on Friday. I've been through this stuff, so I'm gonna just try to keep up. Also, I'm supposed to be posting a new video on. I don't know what day yet, but it's going to be a random rant video. Just keep that in your mind or something, and I'll probably let you know when I'm gonna publish it later. Probably gonna start working on it later. Y'all get the point. I'll put this in the way. Understand? And those basically are the announcements. This story looks. This chapter, looks like I'm going to mess up a lot of wording. So, you know how I am going to mess up wording. But it probably won't be too much of an issue. I already said the announcement, so I don't have to say that no more. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start reading. This is a really, really weird intro. I know. Don't mess with me like that. That was weak. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to be reading explanations. And we're going to start right now, because I know I'm a mess. Alright. Peter, no. Venom looked clearly embarrassed with this question, mused Connors, watching his reactions. Look, I already messed it up. Well, according to what my other told me, don't ask, Brock, I almost said Murdoch again, Brock and him confronted Carnage, Shriek, and the doppelganger yesterday, but Brock died during the fight. Oh, so that's how he died. Oh, that's terrible. The other was looking for another host, saw me, and bonded with my body overnight, Peter explained, his other filling him with the information. Okay. Unwillingly, I presume, Connors replied. Peter felt his other's irritation at Connors' words. At first, yeah, Peter admitted, but he explained to me the situation with Carnage, and most of all warned me that Mary Jane was in danger. Whew, almost messed that up, replied Peter, his fists clenched. I had no time to warn the Avengers, and so chose to willingly bond with the other in order to save her. I would say smart, but I don't know anymore. I do not regret this decision, stated Peter, looking straight into the eyes of Connor. Look, can you let him finish the sentence? I understand the reasons. I just hope the symbiote, still can't say that right, didn't influence your decision, Peter. Connors sighed. You forgot the thingies. Remember that the superhero community will also question you about it, I fear. I'm perfectly aware of this. As soon as Carnage will be dealt with and Mary Jane is better, I will go to the Baxter building, whatever, and have and have a meeting with the FF, whatever that means. Peter said very seriously. Well, how else was I supposed to say this? Oh Lord, we do not like this. The other hissed in Peter's mind. We know, but we have to. We don't want to be haunted. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna try it again. We know what we have to. We don't want to be hunted down as a villain. Not if we can avoid it, Peter thought back, feeling his other's displeasure at returning to the place where he was many times before studied and detained. We won't let them Wow. Okay. I cannot read today. We won't let them separate us. We will remain Venom, Peter added, a flicker of a smile on his face. The best way to separate the symbiote from Cassidy's body would be to expose him to a strong, constant flow of sonic waves, Connor said, interrupting Peter's into this discussion with the symbiote. But it will be very painful, Prof. Whew! Alright. You know how I am. Try it again. I'm not reading that whole entire paragraph again. Okay. But it will be a very painful progress, Connors went on grimly. We have to act quickly before he wakes up. Just give him a painkiller. We need to neutralize and contain him as soon as we can, Peter said. What word is that? I'm not gonna try. His outburst prompting a worrying look for Connors. Look, man, these words, I can't do it. Told you, I did warn myself. Very well, Connor said with a bit of reluctance whatever in the voice. I'll prepare the whatever analysis in a container. I'm sure that's the analysis. If not, I don't know. Connor took from his lap one of his most painful painkillers and opened carefully the room Carnage was in. Slowly he got close to him, and administered the drug while sticking sensors on him. So basically, he gave him the drug and started, doing stuff. Okay. Leaving the room and closing the room tightly, it was about to get serious. Connors returned to the control room where Peter was, a container in the hand, and turned the sound emitter on. Oh no. Quickly, tendrils started to wrap wildly around Connors' body, who started to wake up. Oh, Connors increased the power. Oh god, making the outer part of the symbiote detachments to Cassie. Oh lord, who screamed in obvious pain. Increase the output, Doc. It's working, Peter said. Oh god, that looks so painful. Increasing the output, red ooze started to leak from Cassidy's eyes ill, ears ill, and injuries, and rejoined the red mass at the opposite. This is painful. I cannot look at that no more. His cardiac rhythm is articulate. Whatever. You have to stop, Peter. Connors warned. Stop the engine Stop the engine when I will enter the room. Peter said, taking the container Connors was heading him down and leaving the room. Time for fun, Peter thought. Destroying him would have been sweeter, whatever, the others complained as they arrived in front of the room where Cassidy was. I wouldn't even want to go back in there. As they entered, a wave of nausea briefly submerged the bonded duo before stopping when the sound emitter turned off. Maybe you should have waited until it was completely off. Peter got closer to Cassidy, who was half awake from the pain, and gave him an uppercut to the chin that KO'd him completely, because that makes sense. Peter once again let the other engulf him in this inky darkness as he got closer to the rest and be like, which was squirming on the ground. I would have backed up. With a fanged grin on his face, Venom gripped the red symbiote with his black claws, the red ooze trying his best to escape from his father. I didn't want to say that. Threw it in a container and sealed it very carefully. You ain't getting out here no time soon. Connors couldn't contain a sigh of relief at the sight of Connors' symbiote locked into the container, yet worry was still present in his mind at the sight of Venom. Would Peter Parker be able to contain the base instinct of the symbiote, or be overwhelmed by it? Venom came inside and interrupted his thoughts. Can you keep it in your lab? Venom asked him with his dual voice. We know it'll be safe here. No problem, I'll be able that way to study it in details, Connors replied. What about Cassidy? Call Ravencroft, whatever. They will know what to do with him. They forgot the K. Venom hissed. What are you going to do now? Connors asked. We're going back to the hospital to check on MJ. We'll meet with the FF at a later time. Thanks for the help. Wow. Thanks for helping us, Venom said as he left the room. That was easy. Connor stood still for a moment inside. Taking his marble, he dialed a number and waited several seconds before speaking. Reed, we need to talk about Spider-Man. Uh-oh. You snitch. Okay, this will be interesting. Venom web slanged as quickly as he could until he reached the hospital, changing back into his normal clothes. Peter entered the hospital and went to the information desk. I said that right, oh lord. I am Peter Parker. My wife has been hospitalized today. Can you tell me where she is? Peter asked. Lord, I think I'm getting better at my reading. She's currently in the ICU. The medical scenery. Well, crap, I already said unfazed. Dr. Anchor will receive you in a moment. Getting increasingly worried, Peter waited 10 minutes until a middle-aged, brown-haired doctor asked him to follow him to his office. Wow. How's my wife? Peter asked, anxious visible in his eyes. So in this book, they really wanted to push the relationship of Peter and Mary Jane, because I have not heard any comic or movie that Peter got married to Mary Jane. They were actually, having issues. So I don't know. We've managed to stop the bleeding, and she's out of danger, but she will have to remain under medical surveillance at least 2 days, as their surveillance right for the first time. Yay, the doctor said. It nearly reached her heart. Oh, dang. Oh, she almost died. Peter sighed, both relieved to know his life was saved and whatever, till she nearly died of her injuries. She can't get any visitors for the moment. I will call you as soon as she can, the doctor said. Thanks, Dr. Anchor. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but oh well. Oh wow, Peter replied, leaving the office and getting out of the hospital. Peter went into a back alley, his clothes changing gradually into Venom's black symbiote flesh. He needed to take his mind crap, off things, and web slinging often helped. Jumping with his powerful legs from the ground to the roof of the closest building, Venom shot a symbiote trundle and web slinged over New York aimlessly when he saw a thug threatening a woman over Hell's Kitchen. Look, man, he's like, bruh, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat now. I'm gonna eat some heads now. Some work for your friendly neighborhood Venom, Venom said as he landed on the top of the building and crawled down the wall to help the woman. Okay, no. Don't say that again, Venom. Friendly neighborhood Venom. Don't say that. Give me the money in your bag or I'll get ya. A blonde-haired thug said, holding a knife on a woman's throat. Oh, Lord. As he was about to press the knife further in his victim's neck, he noticed a scared look on the woman, not directed at him, but at something above. He looked up and saw a muscle-bound figure in black with a white spider landing at his back. I always like seeing fear in my victim's eyes. He's like, but I'm like, bruh, you're gonna die. Venom, the thug uttered, trembling as he took hold of his victim and tried to get away from Venom. Maybe the person who written this had to put that line on there and then added this line right here. Not the old version, but yes, it's us, that said Venom as two black trundles latched from his thigh. Ew, a bite. It grabbed the thug's legs, making him stumble on the ground. Venom turned his attention to the woman shivering against the wall. You're safe now. Concert. Wow. Something of your friendly neighborhood, Venom. Do not say that again, Venom said with a smile, holding back the woman's bag to her, taking her bag with a trembling hand. She quickly ran off, leaving alone with the thug. Venom sized the thug, who was struggling to escape, by his shirt and lifted him off. As he was about to simply scare the man, a deep and sudden hunger grew a hold of him, making him lose all his self-restraint. What are we supposed to do with you? Maybe we will eat your brain, Venom said, his long tongue slashing his thug's face with a great saliva. Ew! This is gross. That picture's already a nightmare fuel. The thug's eyes widened with terror, and a yellow stain started to form on his jeans. Ew! He's peeing on himself! This brought back Venom to his senses as he threw the guy on the ground and stepped back. What happened to us? Peter whispered wearily to his other. The manifestation of our needs. This is difficult. We are fully bonded together now, and as our host, you must provide us nutrition. The other replied. That was difficult. Okay. I cannot pronounce that. So chocolate or brains? Dang, Peter thought. Yes. And we are going to need some soon, or these outbursts will increase, the other said back. Wow, okay. Venom sighed as he changed back to his Peter form and left the back alley to return home, lost in his thoughts. To be continuing changes. We still have some time left. I'm going to read another chapter. Yep, I'm going to read 2 chapters today. I'm going to read chapter 4 of Changes, because I gotta see what the comment says. Great, okay, never mind. Alright, I'm going to read chapter 2. Give me like 5 minutes. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to be reading Changes, only because, one, that chapter was a tiny bit short, either that or I read it kind of quick. Either way, I'm going to read Changes because now I'm bored. Okay. Venom's body was on autopilot as he returned home. Peter was both angry at himself and worried about MJ. Oh, Lord. We need to be stronger to protect... let me try it again. We need to be stronger. Why do I keep forgetting to do this sound? Alright, I got this. We need to be stronger to protect innocence. We know you don't like it, but violence is necessary sometimes. Almost messed that up. I didn't mess that up. The symbiote whispered to Peter as Venom arrived home and entered the window he left open this morning. As long as violence is controlled and not lethal, we agree, whispered back Peter, sitting down on his couch. That's supposed to be a couch, not coach. A symbiote Trendle extended from Peter's right arm and brought back a beer from the fridge. He drinks? I don't know. Thanks, buddy, said Peter, opening with one of his claws the can as his symbiote melted off his face to form an irregular collar around his neck, allowing him to drink. Now that we are fully bonded, there is a way to make your body and so ourselves stronger. Dang it, my Peter. Oh God, Symbiote said. This chapter is a little tough to read. How? Peter asked, interested. I got this. I got this. When we were forcefully separated from you and bonded to Brock before, we grafted some of your DNA to Brock. This made him stronger than a normal human, even separated from us. The symbiote whispered. Oh Lord, I did that right. Peter could feel the pain of the symbiote and these not so pleasant moments. Okay, I remember, Peter said. The symbiote now also aware of Peter's anxiety when he first learned the symbiote was alive and said, shoot, I don't know. When we bonded to Brock, we whatever, copied some parts of his DNA, the ones related to his body's physical structure. Dang. By grafting this DNA to your own, your human body would get the potential to become as strong and powerful as Brock's were. As Brock was. The symbiote said enthusiastically. Wow. You mean I'll become like Brock? Peter asked, worried to become a copy of his former rival. No. We will only gain Brock's endurance and physical abilities. That's all, the other whispered back. Why is I hate this thing that he does. I hate the hissing thing that he do. I'm wearing braces for crying out loud. I'm already be hissing away. Whatever. Peter thought about it for a moment, and finally to trust his other once again. That's a bad idea. Can we not do that? Let's do it then, Peter said with confidence. We will take control of our body until tomorrow to make the necessary changes. We will wake you up tomorrow morning, the other said. Peter left the other, covering his face before falling instantly unconscious. The other took control of their body and went into Peter's room. Oh God! Standing in the middle room, Venom started to form black webs to sustain him before putting himself in a cocoon and modifying their body. This is a way too, but I would not want to be like just visiting or something, and I walk in and I just see all this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna walk out now. It was morning when Venom woke up in the cocoon. Using his claws, he got out of the cocoon and stretched his symbiote covered muscles that still ached from transformation. Wow. We have finished grafting Brock's DNA to yours. You must now replenish yourselves. Forget it, the other whispered. Venom changed back to Peter, went into his bathroom, and checked himself. He had grown some inches, and his body was much more broader than before, going from a swimmer body type to more of a bodybuilder type. Okay, so many things are wrong with this picture. Not really. Okay, all he has to do is cut his hair a little bit, shave that mustache. I know that's a beard. Save that beard. We reinforced our skeleton and our muscular. Okay, but we will need to work out a minimum if we want to reach our full potential. The other said. Of course, it would have been too easy. Peter sighed. The hair and beard are a side effect of the growth, I presume. Peter thought. Yes, the other whispered. Okay, that's better. I can't go out like that. I can't go like that outside. I will need to cut them off then, Peter groaned as he started looking for his shaver. Okay, that's my dad. 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the pause. Alright, this picture right here, I actually like this. The hair is not bad. And apparently he didn't have a beard. It still looks like he does though. Look at that. Compared to this, like I don't know. Peter was about to take his breakfast. Looked at his alarm clock and his eyes widened. He was supposed to bring photos of Spider-Man to Jonah. Wow, at 10, and it was already 9:30. Rushing, Peter wheeled his other on, grabbed his camera with a trundle, and absorbed it in the suit before jumping outside towards the Daily Bugle. I know I messed that up. I'm not rereading that. On an opposite building, a brown-haired man wearing a black business suit took off his binoculars and made a call with his mobile. Yes, Peter Parker is now in possession of the symbiote. What are my orders? The man asked. Oh, God. I feel like this is not going to go too well. Keep observing him for the moment. We will act soon, the voice at the end of the line said. Copy that, the man said, retreating in the shadows. Woo-hoo. Venom arrived nearby the Daily Bugle in time, its black suit morphing itself into a pair of dark jeans and a tight shirt. Tight t-shirt. This is hard to read, man. Peter Peter rushed back to the elevator. Yeah, and then through the office floor. He heard Jameson's, whatever, voice from afar. About time, Parker. Get the heck in my office right now. I'm trying so hard not to do this, not to cuss. He grumbled, opening the door before looking at Peter quizzically. Almost. You look different, Parker, he mumbled before going back at his office. Anyway, anything new about the Spider Menace? He asked. I do not like him. It hasn't been seen for days, which is weird, but we have some juicy intel about him, the reporter said, smiling. What kind of intel? Jameson asked, suddenly interested. This is hard. According to the police reports, Eddie Brock died during a fight against Carnage, but Venom, with a new host, reappeared the day after and defeated Carnage in the building, 5 floors below. Yes, I know, replied Jameson with irritation. Well, we succeeded in getting a video recording of the fight from one of the cameras, still functioning. The sound and the image are in bad quality, but it seems that Spider-Man has bonded with the symbiote, the reporter replied. You're just spilling us some secrets, aren't you? Perfect, Jameson grinned gleefully. Prepare the story immediately. Spider-Man will be recognized at last for what he has always been, a threat. Man, no, that's why no one like you. Peter breathed deeply, trying to regain his anger at Jameson's words, and hid his hands, which were slowly turning into claws. We should get rid of him, the other hissed. Yes! No, killing Jameson or say goodbye to our source of money and chocolate. Dang, Peter thought back. Jesus. Okay, Parker, I will need some photos in an hour, Jameson demanded, obvious to Peter's visible anger. Of course, Mr. Jameson, Peter replied curtly before leaving the room. This is really hard to read. This is making me mad. Peter left the building, angry, knowing that Jameson would not leave him on peace now that he knew the truth about Venom. Peter stopped aside for... Peter stopped aside for a jug... And a drug star! Jesus Christ! I brought several bars of chocolate. I'm gonna need some chocolate, too. I really want some chocolate. The transformation into Venom happened so naturally that Peter only noticed it when the other's fangs filled him all, took over his mouth as he gobbled the chocolate bars. Oh, you hungry bastard. Now the photos. Venom sighed willingly, his camera off to his other. This is hard to read. How long is this chapter? Venom, whatever, affixed the camera on the emergency staircase with his trundle and programmed it. He did pose for the camera. Who wouldn't do that, man? The shooting being done, Venom started to look for bad guys to take care of when he heard a buzz within the symbiote's black flesh. His mobile. I think that's a little embarrassing. Venom went to a back alley and changed back, his human face emerging from within Venom's and answering the call. Mr. Parker, the voice said. Yes, and you are? Peter asked. Dr. Anker from the Columbia University Medical Center speaking. I inform you that your wife has been discharged. I inform you that your wife has been discharged from our hospital 1 hour ago, Dr. Anker said. This is great news, Doctor. Thanks, Peter answered happily as he rang off his mobile. His anger, now subsided by the good news, Peter let the symbiote once again wrap over his face and was starting to climb on the wall when his spider sense tingled finally, and waves of pain surged through his body, right? And he collapsed on the ground. A sonic attack from behind, and there's a buckle more where that came from. Oh, look, I just said that too. Venom snarled as he turned back. No joke, this time, webhead, or shall I call you Venom now? A familiar voice said. Raising his head, Venom saw Shocker. Shocker! Who is Shocker? I'll look over later. Wearing a bulkier suit than usual, grinning triumphantly over him. You, snarled Venom, trying to get up. Shocker! I'm gonna say that for that one. Shocker! At once raised his hands again, increasing the output of power of his glove. Ooh. Oh gosh. Unimaginable pain went through Peter's body as he felt the bond between him and the symbiote breaking. No! There, they were right. It works so much better now. It's time to get what I deserve. Shocker, mumbled. As a last resort, Venom, though barely covered by the symbiote, latched secretly a oh my god, this is hard. A Trendle that went behind his opponent's back and started squeezing his neck. Oh, you're not today. Shocker! Brought his hands to his neck to get rid of the Trendles, inadvertently releasing his hold on the bonded duo. No! Feeling his powers once again returning, Venom, enraged, rushed towards Shocker, grabbed his gloves, and broke his head. Owie! Owie, owie, owie. Shocker screamed in agony as Venom grabbed him by the neck. We are no longer the Spider-Man you once knew. You tried to hurt us. We hurt you in return. Next time, we won't be so militant, whatever that means. Venom said with his distorted voice, Shocker, his tongue splashing his opponent's nuts with green jewel. Bruh, you need to contain that tongue, man. I'm gonna have to cut that off. Venom threw him violently on the ground and with his massive legs leaped to the roof, leaving him alone in the back alley. Not the best fight I have seen, Mr. Whatever that your last name is, a voice said, followed by the appearance of a man in a black suit. Why? Why are y'all after him? You are the man who... Shocker mumbled, holding both his arms close to his body in visible pain. I'm gonna ignore that. Gave you the means to defeat Spider-Man or Venom or whatever name this thing gives himself, and you failed admirably. Fortunately, in spite of your failure, we managed to get at least some vulnerable data. You are not completely useless, the man said with disdain. Help me, Shocker croaked. Not my business, but the hospital is 3 streets away, provided you take away this god-awful costume of yours, the backsuit man sniffed as he left him. How long is this chapter? And I'm like 27 seconds. I gotta keep going. I'm gonna finish this chapter for you guys. Okay. Meanwhile, Venom arrived at the rooftop of his apartment and went through the window only to find MJ, who stepped back, involuntarily, dang it, at his sight. Afraid of us? Venom asked, watching the fear in MJ's eyes. Peter, is that you? Maybe, Venom asked. Dang it! MJ asked with a shaking voice. Speaking to you in trust, I am not going to read trust. This chapter is completely long, Okay, so that chapter was much longer than I expected. That chapter that I just finished was longer than I expected. But I only did that because the chapter I read before then was pretty short. And I said no, I don't want to read a short chapter and call it a day. I gotta keep going. Excuse me. Okay, so that was that. I will probably read chapter, what was it? 5? Yeah, Trust. I'll read that. I'll definitely read that on Wednesday because we have no school because of Thanksgiving break. Probably should have, thought of this before, but it's alright. But yeah, so you guys know what to do. If you guys like this video so much, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little notification bell so you won't miss another video so you won't miss another video that I do. And now that I'm kind of done reading and I cannot talk today because I'm still kind of sleep deprived, I will leave you guys with I'll see you in my next video. Peace.